So the first activity, you will recall the information that you prepared for homework. You prepared for today. You had it for homework. You had to make a list of ideas about learning L1 that you feel are important to keep in mind as we teach second language. Yeah. Share the list. If you have many ideas in common, that's great. If you have some ideas that you have not considered and your classmates are mentioning it, so add it to your list, okay? Let's take approximately 5 minutes of discussion. So as you will be in 5 and 6 in a team, so everybody needs to share at least some, okay?
The time each student take to catch up with information and also the situation they have for learning.
I agree because I don't know who mentioned that everyone has a different way to learn. So I agree with you that with the flexibility.
Le puse, I think it's necessary having someone willing to teach you with patience and respect. Also, the learner needs to be willing to learn.
And we were saying that, for example, we start to learn the L1 because we're in Mars in this country, so it's necessary to be here. And for example, if we want to teach the L2, it's so we want to create like an environment where we can all speak English, like an immerse of the language.
Okay, very good, Carolina. Thank you. Okay.
We talk about how make more easy for students learn a new language, a second language. And one of the things I say was enable the students to ask questions to clarify using their first language, sorry. And maybe get the class more immersive in the English, talking English, but at the same time enable to ask questions if it's not very, I don't know how to say it.
Strict?
Yeah.
Not having a strict environment, right? Having environment where students feel confident to ask questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Conclusion was that the most important things to keep in mind are the environment, also motivation, feedback, imitation, and repetition. And it's because it's very important to take in mind the environment on what we are learning a language. It's necessary to have a good influence so we can understand and acquire a language. Because we can imitate other languages, but it's not important if we don't know what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to have a good influence.
Go ahead, Marco.
I was just about to ask permission. But in our breakout room, we all agree that we need to be motivated, and we also like repeating the words is something really beneficiary, because all of us agree that when we are learning Spanish, our moms are always saying mama and like showing how they pronounce it, and that's the same as we learn English. I also like to add that when you're children, when you're teaching to children, it's also really important to teach them through games. I think all of us learn English like playing memorizing games or the hangman. So those are the kind of topics or focal points that we all agree on.
Well, our conclusion was like, if while teaching, we need to have a different perception for the people we are teaching to. For example, if we are teaching kids, we need to be like more interactive, or to make games, as Marco said. But if we are teaching adults, we can be like more serious or formal, or we can teach more complex things. So that's our conclusion. while teaching, but when learning a new language, I think also it's necessary the exposure, because maybe we can practice it, but if we don't face a new language, we won't really get into that. So I think.